I learned that I was pretty good with numbers. And my dad used to love to do this. I think Dad was a natural teacher. And he would ask us, what's this and this? What's 43 and 89? And we were always doing math in our heads. And I just loved the games that he would come up with. And we'd be driving down the road. And a lot of the time we'd be playing these math games. So I can remember when I was in actually ninth grade, I think it was Algebra 1 or maybe it was Algebra 2, I got the best score or whatever, and I got a big award for that. And that I just loved the numbers. And my sister wasn't a numbers person. So Heidi and I really were the two that grew up the closest. And Heidi actually was the type who could sit down at a piano, pick up a guitar. She could play any musical instrument, like with no thought about it. It was unbelievable. So we had different areas where we excelled. And I remember when my mom ran for the Cherry Creek School Board in Colorado, and Cherry Creek schools are one of the best in the country. And her run for office had such a deep impact on me. She was so articulate, so beautiful. And she was president of the Cherry Creek Women's Club. And one of the other past presidents, the first one, Janine Lincoln, who I loved and adored and looked up to, and she was Mom's beautiful friend. And she actually said, we came together as a community and we were looking for a platform that moved away from the progressive schools and the no walls and all that thing back to the basics. And we decided, who do we think has the greatest potential to get elected? And it was your mother. So we backed her. And that campaign was so epic. Talk about things that really imprint on you. It was so epic. Mom got death threats and, there were all these things like public speaking and all this stuff. And I was so swept up by all of it that when I got to the point where we were running for school offices and all of that, I was in the game. I was like, yeah, I want to be involved. So I can remember, oh my God, my closest friends from high school will tell me about this speech that I gave, because as a kid, my nickname was Kitty. And most all of my friends who know me up until university still call me Kitty. And so my mom and dad were coaching me on my speech the next day when I was going to run for class president. And I said something like, and don't forget to vote for Kitty. Meow. It's so embarrassing. I can barely stand it. I didn't win. And the next year I ran for student body president, and I ran against my best friend, Rita Marie Emmer. And Rita and I had t-shirts made, and mine said vote for Winter, and on the back it said or Emmer. And hers said vote for Emmer, and on the back it said or Winter. And it was such a great way to be in the race together, which not ideally with your best friend. And we made it work. And we actually both got into office. And I was, elected the president, and she was the vice president. And we had an epic year. And I learned a lot about leadership, and it was fabulous.